Hello, family, and welcome. Today, I want to get into a conversation about keratin treatments and amino acid treatments and all of these other type of treatments that are surfacing and kind of being thrown in your face as a replacement for a relaxer. So if you are watching this on replay, let me know in the comments below and let's get right into this, okay?
Trust that exactly where you are is where you're meant to be. So keep your chin up so your crown doesn't fall. Remember, you're royalty.
As you enter into the chat, make sure you give me a 3 and let me know that you can hear me okay. If you can hear me in the chat, let's talk because I want to hop right into this today. We are going to dive a little bit deeper into keratin treatments, a little bit deeper into amino acid treatments, a little bit deeper into relaxers and stuff like that because this is a conversation that is surfacing all over social media, and of course, we always want to argue about it, but I want my channel to be a place where you guys can come and get the information and do with it whatever you want to do. All right. So we're opening up this conversation with a comment. So, hey, everybody. Hey, Angela. Hey, I don't want to say your name wrong. Jadea, I'm sorry. Hey, you guys, how are you? I love you. All right. So, look, let's get right into this. Let's get right into this. All right. So, you said, thank you so much for sharing this knowledge. I really wish I knew this. For the last couple of years, I was getting the keratin. First, my hair looked so shiny and was long. My natural curly hair was much more manageable. I loved it. My hair grew, but then I noticed it was starting to break out so bad. This year, I had to cut off all of my hair because it was a mess. As you mentioned, I too have low porosity, really frizzy 3C 4A hair, and thought this would be best for my hair. I will never get it again. Now, I'm not sure what to get. I'm thinking about sister locks, a curly perm, even heat training. What would you recommend for my hair, please? Thanks again. So, if you are a person who has been dealing with this in any way, shape, or form, please leave me a 2 in the chat. But I really want to break this down because whenever I made the video telling you guys not to use keratin treatments, whenever I told you guys not to use rice water, that thing, it all had the same exact core. And I'll use rice water for the first example, and then I'll head right back into keratin treatments because it is the same exact reason, and right, and it is the porosity of the hair. So when we were talking about rice water went left because rice water is nothing but protein, right? And so it was great for people who had high porosity hair, but people who had low porosity hair were suffering. And the majority of women who wore their hair natural had self-imposed high porosity hair. Now you can have high porosity hair naturally, as I do, or you can have high porosity hair that is damaged. So let's talk about porosity itself. What is porosity? Porosity is your hair shaft's ability to absorb or release moisture. All right. So that's what porosity is. High porosity hair features a loosely aligned cuticle. Now, your hair shaft is made up of keratin, of a protein called keratin. Okay. That is what your hair is made of. And the cuticle of your hair shaft, the outer layer of your hair shaft, is made of dead keratin cells, right? So that's where people get, oh, the hair shaft is dead. No, it's not. It's alive. The cuticle is made of dead keratin cells. Your hair is keratin, all right? Now, those cells are formulated differently on the hair shaft, just like when it comes to your skin and the color of your skin. we have different melanin complexes, okay, depending on what part of the world you come from, right? But when we're talking about porosity, everybody's cuticles are laid at different levels, right? So somebody with high porosity hair features loosely aligned cuticles that are a little like wider open. They're a lot looser than normal. Does this mean that it's bad? No, this is just giving you the description of what scientists have observed, that high porosity has loose cuticles. Does that mean it's bad? No. It's just a loose cuticle. Normal to medium porosity, right, has a relaxed cuticle. And when they say relaxed, we're not talking about an actual relaxer. We're talking about like you don't have to do too much to it. It opens when it needs to open, closes when it needs to close. For example, hot water opens the cuticle. Hey, hot water gonna open normal porosity hair, no problem. Products could get in easy, no problem. They could stay in and leave when they need to, no problem, right? But then when we're talking about low porosity hair, this is hair that has a cuticle that is very tight, right? Low porosity hair features a tightly aligned cuticle. So, this is the thing. When we are talking about protein treatments, keratin treatments, and things like that, keratin a keratin treatment isn't giving your hair actual keratin. What it is doing is treating the hair. Your hair is made of a natural fiber called keratin, okay? And it is a protein. So what they do when they give you a keratin treatment, they are not giving you any type of treatment. What they're doing is putting a protective barrier over your hair, right? That's what they're doing with a keratin treatment. That's why they go in, they put the product on, and then they take a flat iron and they cook it onto the hair shaft. And when I say they, I'm talking about myself as a licensed cosmetologist for now going on 18 years. So you take a flat iron, and I'm going to get to all of you guys, your questions in a second. Hopefully this will be a quick one. So they take the flat iron and they go ahead and press into your hair that chemical, right? They put that chemical on top of the hair shaft to lock the cuticle down. So originally, keratin treatments were made for women who did blowouts all the time that ended up getting really frizzy hair at the end of the day. So getting a keratin treatment will make it easier because keratin treatments originated with women with naturally straight hair who blow dry their hair every day. Most women with naturally straight hair get up in the morning, wash their hair, and blow dry it every single day, and then they'll have frizzy hair by the end of the day. Well, keratin treatments were introduced to put a coating on top of the hair shaft so that the hair doesn't frizz up. That is what keratin treatments were made for originally, and they've been out forever. But as of late, because Black women have now decided that they no longer want to do Team Natural, because Black women have now decided that they want to do relaxers, now we're talking about relaxers. Keratin treatments, different amino acid treatments, or all of these other options. Whereas keratin treatments and all of these things have been around for years, but don't you guys find it funny that now all of a sudden this is the most important thing that everybody wants to talk about, right? But it's fine. I just want you to understand that we're not going on a rant and raving, who cares? But I just want you to see that, make that parallel, make that connection, and really go back and look at YouTube just 8-9 months ago. Nobody was talking about keratin treatments. Nobody was pressed about relaxers. Pay attention to the dates when people started saying they were no longer doing Team Natural stuff to when relaxers, keratin treatments, amino acid, all of that stuff. When did it come? When did it pop up? Ask yourself that question. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you go ahead with that. So, as we are talking about this, as it pertains to keratin treatments, to go back to your question, this woman here, she was saying one thing that she explained was that she used to get keratin treatments. Now, anytime I say don't get not don't get the keratin treatments, but when I talked about keratin treatments, all of the Amen Corner came like, I've been getting keratin treatments for years and it's great. But most women who love keratin treatments are most likely women who work out all the time and they're washing their hair on a regular basis, or women who go swimming all of the time is literally the only people that I would recommend keratin treatments to, simply because whenever you get into a swimming pool, the chlorine, and look this up yourself, type it into Google. YouTube is owned by the Google, type it in Google. Okay. Chlorine does the same thing to the cuticle that lightener and developer does. So that's why somebody who has their hair color treated, if their hair is blonde and they get in the swimming pool with chlorine, their hair is going to turn green because it opens the cuticle and it does pull pigment out of the cuticle. And if you don't wash your hair over a certain period of time, you'll notice going swimming all the time, your hair will start to break and weather. That's what hair weathering is. So people who go swimming all the time will go and get keratin treatments because the keratin puts a layer of keratin, artificial proteins. It cooks it onto the top layer of the hair shaft. So that is why people love it. And like she said, her hair was shiny and beautiful. Yes, because it's putting a layer of a product on top of the hair. But see, this is the thing, and this is why you aren't hearing me recommend all of these different things, because whenever a new trend pops up, nobody asks any questions. Now, is only a small group of women who should be getting keratin treatments, and there is a group of women who should never ever get keratin treatments, and that is women with low porosity hair. As we just talked about, right? Low porosity hair is a cuticle that is very, very tight. All right. So the only purpose of a keratin treatment is to keep the cuticle tight and to keep it laid down, to keep the cuticle shut. That's what a keratin treatment is made for. Keratin treatments were made initially to lay the cuticle flat to reduce frizz. That is what it's for. So if you are a person who already has low porosity hair that features very, very tightly aligned cuticles, you putting a keratin treatment on the hair shaft and locking down the cuticle even more is only going to cause the hair to break and crack. And that is what I was trying to explain to you guys in my video previously. All right. Because a lot of the things that we do to our hair, we don't really understand that we're not really supposed to be just trying and playing in our hair, because your hair is not like your skin. You can do something with your skin, like you can go get your nose pierced, change your mind, it'll heal up and it'll be like nothing ever happened. Well, your hair isn't like that. If you cut your hair, it's not going to grow back. That one spot isn't going to be merged back together. No, you'll have to grow new hair. So that is why I try to give you guys all of these preventative measures. All right. So, I have naturally high porosity hair, keratin treatments for the last year. I love it, but my curls not reverted, and they'll never revert. They'll never revert back, because a keratin treatment, they're literally cooking a product into your hair. Like, anyway, um so we'll get to the comments in a minute. So the reason that I'm so blunt with the way that I speak is because, yeah, keratin treatments, amino acid treatments, and all of that is nice. It helps you for a second, but at the end of the day, what we need to do is not automatically run to a instant cure. Because once, let's say they discontinue keratin treatments, right? Let's say they stop allowing the service in hair salons, right? What are you going to do? If everybody just constantly runs after a product to fix their hair instead of learning their hair and learning what products to use, what products not to use, what are the best styles for their hair, and all of that, instead of us learning our hair, we're constantly running to products. Because keratin treatments, I have high porosity hair and I've never had one. And not to mention, I've had access to the most expensive keratin treatments on the market. Like they want to pay me to promote, me to use it in my own hair. I've never used a keratin treatment in my hair, and I never will, because there's no need for you to permanently lock the cuticle down or for you to permanently seal it. A lot of people like to make the comparison like, oh, a relaxer is better than a keratin treatment. Listen, a relaxer and a keratin treatment are two completely different things. A keratin treatment cooks a product into the hair and puts a barrier on top of the hair shaft, right? Whereas a relaxer opens the cuticle, and this is if it's done safely by a professional, right? It opens the cuticle, removes a certain amount of protein, balances the pH level back to a normal state, neutralizes everything, and then puts the hair back into its normal form. That is it, and that is all. There's no constant barrier on top of the hair shaft. Once the protein is removed, the protein is removed. Once the hair shaft and the pH balance is back normalized, is back normalized, versus you constantly going back. Every time you go get a new keratin treatment, you put a new layer of, you cook a new layer of product into the hair. And the thing is, absolutely, keratin treatments, for the people who use them, they have longevity. You're able to use them for a very long period of time. That's why the brands and the companies are able to make millions of dollars off of it. But there is a small group of people that should use keratin treatments. And people who have low porosity hair, I don't agree with you guys doing different types of keratin treatments and anything that is going to be putting a extra barrier on top of the hair shaft. And so the next thing, what I want you to do first is to really learn your hair. Like, before you run to locks, because the thing is this, everybody thinks that locks is the next place to go. Locks is not easy. You having locks is not going to be just like throw all caution to the wind. No, let me explain. Getting locks, this is all locks are. Remember how I tell you that the average person loses anywhere between 50 to 150 strands a day? When you have locks, you save all 50 to 150 strands in your head for the rest of your life, and you lock them into a strand. So if a professional, if a lock professional doesn't put them in, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can do them myself, but you really can't, because a professional lockologist, I don't know, sorry if I say this wrong, somebody who does locks professionally, they're going to understand pressure points on your head, because the longer you have locks in your hair, the heavier the locks get on each strand. So if you do not go to a professional or somebody who really knows what they're doing and to start your locks properly, you will end up going bald in the middle of your head or across the temples very fast, because you lose, and this is fact. Once you lock your hair, that does not stop you from losing 50 to 150 strands every single day. The difference is when the strands detach themselves from the follicle and come out, you lock them back into that actual lock. So locks are not like just, oh, I can be free. No, because people who have locks are not nasty. They wash their hair on a regular basis. They keep their scalps clean. You have to, because the more you go with a dirty scalp, the more you weaken the follicle, and you're already holding on to weight on every lock. So I'm not saying don't get locks. I'm not saying don't get locks. What I'm saying is you need to know that no matter what you do, no matter what you run into, you will have to have a set pattern and a set routine that you follow. Because if you don't, you will not be able to get anywhere, right? And so even still, I remember, hold on, let me see. A curly perm, don't do that. Curly perms, listen, In 2022, we love renaming stuff, right? We love remixing music and all of that. Curly Perms, Gina Curl, all of that is Wave Nouveau. Wave Nouveau was first, period. Jerry Redding was a white man, and stole the technique from a black man, right? Jerry Redding, he stole that technique from a black man. Then he didn't have all of the buttons pushing like they were supposed to, so it got discontinued for hydro fatigue. Research it. It got discontinued for hydro fatigue, the original Jerry curl. So then Soft Sheen Carson, do your research, Google. Soft Sheen Carson was owned by a black husband and wife in Chicago. They started Soft Sheen Carson in their home. A black man and a black woman in Chicago, baby. Okay. And then once Jerry Reddington, the original Jerry Curl, got discontinued, Soft Sheen Carson already had relaxers. So their chemists just sat down and they came up with their own version of the curly perm, aka Wave Nouveau, that is still sold in stores right now. Your grandma's hairstylist, your auntie's hairstylist is still standing behind the chair doing it right now. I want every black woman listening to the sound of my voice to type in Wave Nouveau, and you will see it all over social media. So if you're gonna go do a curly perm, go to your people to get it done. That's the first thing. But second thing, I don't really recommend you getting a curly perm, because if you think your hair is hard to manage now, your hair is going to be 10 times harder to manage when you get a curly perm, because now your hair just irritates you to do it. Like it is natural stage, just irritating and it's time consuming. But guess what? You get a curly perm, you won't be able to do nothing. All you're going to be able to do is walk around with your hair wet and wavy, curly and stuff. If that's your thing, that's it. Anything else you do outside of that is gonna damage your hair. You can still blow dry it, but it's gonna damage your hair. You can still flat iron it, but long term it will damage your hair. Like getting a curly perm is not the answer. Getting locks, I'm not gonna say getting locks isn't the answer, but if you're looking for an easy way out, locks is not it. They have beautiful people who have long, beautiful, thick, luxurious locks to their butt when they in their 50s and 60s is for a reason. But there's also a reason why the majority of people that you see with locks have thinning locks and they are going bald in the middle. Locks are heavier. They're very heavy. Okay. What is next? Hold on. I just want to make sure. Curly perm, even heat training. And like, this is the thing. Again, we love throwing new words up in here. Y'all, heat training, would y'all stop that? Do y'all think about it? And don't get mad at me, but think about it. Now in 2022, we calling it heat training, right? And all we're using is flat irons that are maybe 400 degrees, 450 degrees tops. When we was in the shops, my mama used to take me to get my hair done every 2 weeks, and she used a Marcel iron that was in that stove from the time I walked in to the time I left. So that stove was way hotter than 450 degrees. And the only way she would test the temperature is to test it, hit it on a neck strip. And if that neck strip didn't turn brown, we was ready to go. And I never had heat damage. But you know what else I didn't do? I didn't do wash and goes. I didn't co-wash. I wasn't just throwing product in my hair and walking outside. I wasn't sleeping in conditioner. We didn't have all of these holes and stuff in our hair shaft. So we wasn't getting heat damage because we weren't packing all of these products in our hair. So we weren't getting heat damage. It wasn't a thing. It simply was not. All right. So heat training, it's like, what does that mean? Because the video that I'm going to be editing when we finish this today, you guys will see my hair reverted back after the last flat iron I did, not a straight piece in sight. Like my hair so shriveled up, I couldn't heat train if I wanted to. And I blow dry my hair every week to every 2 weeks. And I flat iron my hair every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks. So It's not true. You're not getting heat damage unless you don't know what you're doing. So that's why I really want you guys to just pay attention to the science. Like, pay attention to the science of hair. Stop trying to argue all the time. When I say that I don't recommend keratin treatments, the reason that I'm saying that I don't recommend keratin treatments is because it's a play on words. Keratin treatments are not new. These amino acid treatments are not new. What I need y'all to do is go in and ask questions. What is this doing? Is it putting a layer on top of my hair shaft? Just ask that question. Is this treatment going to put a protective layer on top of my hair shaft? If the answer is yes, and you have low porosity hair, it's not a treatment that you should have. The only people who should be getting any type of treatment like that is people with extremely high porosity hair. Maybe your hair is slightly damaged, or well, not damaged, but maybe the cuticle is slightly lifted a little bit and you just really, really want to control it. Then okay, if that's what you want to do, I'm still not recommending it. I don't recommend it. I've never offered it as a service. I'm not going to say I never will because I'm no longer behind the chair, but I do not recommend those treatments. I just simply do not. I don't recommend anything that permanently puts a layer over your hair shaft. Like, I simply do not. All right. So, of course, I don't want to tell you guys what not to do without giving you a solution. So, I have a solution. If you want a solution, then stay to the end because we are almost done. All right. I'm going to give you a solution. I'm not just going to talk to you, but I do want to point out your comment. I'm trying to, give more attention to people who are actually talking to me because I love you guys and I do appreciate you so much. Okay. You said your honesty is to be reckoned with. You are able to admit what a problem is and find out how to go about remedying that problem. That's key. People really shouldn't be so nasty. That's like when I found out that I gained weight, I realized that it was sugar that caused my, oh, listen. And look, you guys can read the rest of her comment. What she's basically trying to say is that she loves that I speak freely, but I'm just trying to let you guys know, hey, this is a problem. This is the cause, and this is how you fix it. And that is all I'm ever trying to do. That is my only intention. I'm never sitting here just trying to be combative, trying to go back and forth with any of you guys. No, I'm just giving you guys the facts, and the facts are you guys are in the state of the consumer. So the only thing that you'll know is what the brands put out and what the marketers and the promoters put out. That's all you're going to know. But the truth of the matter is, and the reality is, you guys, these products, these chemical treatments are not new. They've been out for a very long time. And now that they're no longer getting your coin from all of these products because y'all not buying them no more, now they're going to get your money with these relaxers and with everything else. So I really, really need you guys to get into it. All right. So if you could change one thing about your hair growth, your health, what would it be? Tell me in the comments. Let's chat. All right. Also, really quick, while you guys are getting your comments together, if you are a person that has been dealing with any of this stuff, all right, do not feel bad. It is okay. I understand and I have a solution for you. Okay. As you guys know, I love me some Olaplex, as you guys know. So when this video is, and not until it ends, click the link in the description box below, my specific link. Thank you very much. Okay. And go ahead and put in this code right here. Okay. And when you put in the code that is ticking across the bottom of the screen, guess what? You add 3 products to your cart, right? And once you add those 3 products to your cart, you're going to get one of those products for free whenever you put in this code. But you have to add all 3 products to the cart and then go ahead and add this code. Now, if you are a person who has had a keratin treatment before and it wasn't like an extensive chemical treatment and you haven't been doing it for a while and you want to just get the rest off, or if you are a person who has a lot of product buildup in the scalp, if you are a person who thinks that they have a little bit of dandruff, because remember, dandruff is a mild version of seborrheic dermatitis that you can get control of, right? So if you really, really, really need to get control of that, I really recommend Olaplex 4C. And this is the regimen that I recommend to all my guru members. So guru members, don't get mad, but this is the thing. This is what I recommend, right? I recommend that you go ahead and get Olaplex 4C. Go ahead and use the Olaplex 4C. Follow the directions. It tells you to wash your hair. Leave it on the scalp for 5 minutes so it can break down and kill all that bacteria, all that yeast, break up some of that dead skin, and also break down any layers of product or anything that doesn't belong on top of the cuticle. And it goes deep into the cuticle too, and it has that same exact molecule, that Olaplex molecule that rebuilds, right, in the shampoo. So you're going to use Olaplex 4, and then I really recommend, of course, if you're going to do a clarifier, to go ahead and get Olaplex 8, which is their repair and smooth moisture shampoo. And then if you're going to blow dry your hair or do a roller set, you can get 9 and 7, and it's that thing. But if you don't want to get the styling products, I really recommend you go ahead, get 2 of the 4Cs, because listen, it's my favorite clarifier, period. And I have one for me and my daughter and my mom, right? So you can get 2 of the Olaplex 4C and then add the Olaplex 8 to the cart. And then you can put in the code OLAVIP, so OLAVIP, but use the code in the description box below. Only that one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And when you use that code, you will get 1 of those products for free. So then you'll get 3 products, but you'll only be paying for 2. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and get to your questions, but I'm going to leave that below. Okay. All right. Let's go, you guys. Go ahead and ask your questions. Right. Hold on. I'm scrolling up. Okay. He said, I'm not even going to lie. My hair this year has reached its breaking point with keratin. Literally, I'm going back to relaxers. Thank you so much for saying that, because I remember me and you briefly talked about keratin like when I first made the video. And this is the part that's hard about this, because as a licensed cosmetologist, right, it's hard to come through and be like because I'm on the cosmetologist side, right, on the person doing the keratin treatment side. But from jump, before I was on YouTube, I was anti-keratin treatments, because this is the thing, keratin treatments are amazing, everything works until it doesn't. Keratin treatments are amazing until your hair gets so heavy that it can no longer hold it, and then it begins to break. And that's why I've been telling you guys, that's what I mean by no, don't get keratin treatments, because even though I have high porosity hair, just because you have high porosity hair doesn't mean you have extremely high porosity hair. You can have high porosity hair that's close to normal, or high porosity hair that's close to being low. So it's like you never know what you're doing with your hair, and then you use one protein treatment, and then next thing you know, you breaking your hair off, or you do one keratin treatment, and next thing you know, you breaking your hair off. It took all my hair out. I used to have so much hair, but I loved how my hair wouldn't get frizzy with it. And that's the thing. Like, I love y'all so much, but it's like we fight so hard to change the minute things in our hair or with our body that we think are flaws, and we cause like 10 times the problem, right? So your only problem initially was frizz, and you went from having long frizzy hair to having damaged shorter frizzy hair and just starting over from scratch, you didn't have to get a keratin treatment to do that, babe. You could have gotten a serum and you could have wrapped your hair a certain way at night with a serum set under a cool dryer, and that's it. You didn't need a keratin treatment to do that. But people who do keratin treatments aren't going to say that. Why? Because they make more money with you getting that keratin treatment and you have to come back on a regular basis, and you can only use a certain type of shampoo and a conditioner, and you can, like, you have to get all of your products, everything from them. It's a reason. Listen, nobody cared nothing about relaxers causing cancer, nothing, until this new thing with everybody being done with Team Natural came along. Because years and years and years ago, when I was little, there was this already happened. Somebody already tried to sue talking about relaxers cause cancer because somebody tried to get a little money, and the doctor that they called up on the stand was like, no, that's not causing fibroids. The diets in the Black community is what's causing fibroids, not relaxers. And he did his study and the case got thrown out because they were able to prove that fibroids, was not being caused by relaxers. They're just doing it all over again. They're trying to kick the horse again. That's it. All right. I love y'all so much. I used to love that curls would loosen without getting super straight, leaving volume. But after years of getting it done, my hair has thinned out a lot. Yeah. And that's why, listen, when I told y'all this story before, so I won't go too deep into it. When keratin treatments first came out, it was called it was one specific, because it was a couple of different brands, and this one was like Brazilian blowout keratin treatments, right? And when this one first came out, we go to the class, right? When we go to the class, even the models that are sitting in the chair are hairstylists. So everybody in the room is a hairstylist. There are no consumers in the building, and they straight up telling us like, hey, this is a money grab, because once you get your clients in here and you get them getting these keratin treatments, they're never gonna leave, and they're only going to be able to get their shampoo and conditioner from you. So there's money right there. They'll only be able to let you do their hair in a certain way. So that's money right there. And it's a constant income. And then they were like, then they'll never be able to go to anybody else, because if they stop getting it done at any point in time, their hair is going to break off and is going to fall out, and they will come running back. That was the way that they taught us how to market it to y'all. And that is why in my 17-year career, I never offered it as a service. I paid $1,500. $1,500. And this is when I was at the very, very beginning of my career. I did not have $1,500. And I remember bawling my eyes out, like snot and crying, because I wasted $1,500 on a class that I wasn't going to use, because I was not going to drop my integrity to give women keratin treatments. That's why I didn't do them. Now, I'm not saying that women who do keratin treatments are bad people. It is what it is. But I understood what happens long term, babe, and T spells. This is what I'm talking about. That's what they sell you. That's how they sell you. Like, oh, your hair won't be frizzy. Your curls won't revert back as much. You won't have to use as much product on your hair. But all a keratin treatment is a slow ticket to hair weathering. Period. And there are women who be like, I've been getting it for 10 years. Listen, hair weathering takes anywhere from 6 months to 25 years to set in, sometimes longer. So just because you've been getting keratin treatments for 5 years and it hasn't done you wrong doesn't mean that it won't, because hair weathering will set in. I'm sorry. Like, I'm naturally high porosity keratin treatments for the last year. I love it, but my curls have not reverted. Listen, I'm not trying to scare you. I am not trying to scare you. but I need you to pay attention to the patterns of hair weathering. When I say that hair weathering takes anywhere between 6 months to 25 years to set in, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's gonna go from it being your hair being like really, really hard to manage to, oh my God, this feels so amazing. And you're gonna be in love with it for years. And then you're gonna slowly start noticing your curl pattern changing. And then you're slowly gonna notice your hair starting to get a little thinner. And then you're gonna start noticing a little bit more hair than normal in the brush. But then you're gonna think, oh, that's no biggie. And then you're gonna go to the stylist and she'll tell you, oh, it's okay. I'll just give you a protein treatment. It's okay. I'll just give you a moisture treatment. And then you'll get treatments, and then more years will go by. And then before you know it, you'll be doing another big chop. And the reason that I know this and I'm so intensely saying this, most of you are now following me, right? Because of my old silk press videos where you would come on my channel and it would be a woman, her hair would be all curly and beautiful, her curls would be popping. And then I straighten her hair and her hair is see-through. The majority of those women were women walking around with keratin treatments because keratin treatments were better than relaxers. And they could still keep their curls. But then when I straighten their hair out, they could see straight through it. And they knew that their hair wasn't falling out because of me, because they could see my brush right in front of them, and none of their hair was ever in any of my brushes. You can see that from the videos. So the reason that I'm so intense is because for 17 years, I'm the girl. I'm the stylist that women come to see after they didn't got keratin treatments. They've been getting keratin treatments for 5-6 years, and now all of their hair is falling out and they going bald. I'm Mrs. Fix It. That was my job. And the proof is in the pudding, because if y'all go and look at my older videos, most of them are on Guru Elite now. But if you go look at all of my older videos, that's what it was. All right. Yes, everybody's suggesting locks. You talking about the conversation we were having earlier. I saw the application and I was like, oh no, cooking a product onto the hair doesn't sound healthy to me. And it's like, listen, for people, like I said, if you are a professional swimmer and you're always in chlorine, like every single day, well, yeah, you kind of need a permanent shower cap for your head. A keratin treatment is a permanent shower cap for your strands. If you have low porosity hair, your hair will fall out long term, period. If you have high porosity hair and you just getting it just to get it, and you're not swimming or working out on a regular basis, or like, girl, listen, I don't recommend it for nobody. For nobody. People, I don't let people pay me to do keratin treatments. So many different brands, especially when I was standing behind the chair. Oh my God, like offering me thousands of dollars. I refuse to take it. I'm 57 years old from Chicago, saying your history is 100% correct. Oh, so you know, Angela, you know. I can't get it out. Oh my God, Wave Nouveau. I can't get it there. Soft Sheen Carson. You already know. Those your people then, Angela. You already know. I'm not lying. Angela already, listen, Wave Nouveau was started by a husband and wife. Real black on blackness, okay, in their house. They started mixing products in the kitchen. What you mean? That's who the original Wave Nouveau, the original Jerry Curl. Forget Gina. Nah, we not doing that. We ain't doing that, baby. Hello, I'm new here. Thanks so much for the info. It's my pleasure. Welcome, lovely. How can I know my porosity? Head over to my website. And when you head over to my website, on the home page, you can get you can blah blah blah. You can you can download a free PDF and it'll teach you your porosity. After I get through the last set of questions, I will show you guys how to get there. Wave Nouveau can be straightened, right? I mean, it can. It's not recommended, but it can. I know keratin treatments are bad, but what about products with keratin or hydrolyzed keratin in it? A lot of serums have them. Keratin is protein. Everything has protein in it. Your protein. The only time you have, even with low porosity hair, the only time you have to be worried about protein is if a product is promoted as protein. If it says protein plus, then obviously it's for somebody who needs extra protein, protein plus. So you're not getting anything like that. But if you just pick up a regular bottle of leave-in conditioner, like let's say from Kimra, that's one of my favorites, and then you go look on the back and it says protein in one of the ingredients, that's not the type of protein that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a protein treatment, a product that is formulated to put a barrier on top of the hair shaft to strengthen and tighten the cuticle. That's what we're talking about. If the product isn't formulated to do that, then don't really worry about that. And keratin treatments are different from products with keratin in them. And that's why I try to get you guys to learn the science of all of this stuff first so they can't do these plays on words with you. Because if you're hearing about keratin treatments all the time, then when you go in the store, you're gonna be like, oh, that got keratin in it, that got keratin in it. If you are not protein deficient, what are you doing? You don't need a keratin treatment. You don't need a protein treatment unless you are trying to permanently lock the cuticle down because you go swimming all the time or because you work out all the time and maybe you like to wear your hair down, but you're not going to stop working out ever and your hair is wet all the time. Then that could be an option for you. Is it the best option? No, it is not. Is it one? Yes, it is. I don't know what that is. Can you please explain the difference between a Botox and a keratin treatment? Botox treatment is just a play on words. Botox is nothing. It's a play on words. It's a conditioner. It's just a stronger conditioner. There's no difference. A Botox treatment is a intense deep conditioner treatment. There's no difference. It's a play on words. I don't know what that treatment is. I've never heard of it. I have a high suspicion that these anti-reversion kits are low-key keratin treatments based on the application methods. I mean, no, because they'll all go to jail and lose everything if they do that. It's not that. It's just different ways to get y'all money because they know how much women don't like themselves and they know how much women are irritated with their hair and they know how desperate women are for solutions. So they just keep throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks, and whatever sticks is what people are gonna go with. So if a famous YouTuber makes acid treatments popular, then that's what you guys will see on the shelf. But right now, nobody's making anything popular right now. Everybody's still scrambling. So there's nothing better than anything else. Keratin treatments have been around for the longest, which is why that's the the thing that everybody's pressed about. But I would love to have fuller hair. I will keep doing at home keratin treatments like relaxers, retouches only with low heat 410 and minimal passes. My hair has grown so much. Listen, you do you, boo. You do you, honey, sugar plump. But remember that you were warned and you doing it yourself. Girl, do your thing. All right. I'm good, babe. How are you? If you only do the roots, it's eventually going to be the whole head because at the end of the day, yeah. Olaplex is awesome, by the way. Oh, you guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you are already subscribed here to my channel because it is free 99. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe to me. And also right now I am having a 50% off sale on all of my ebooks. So as soon as we get out of here, you guys can head over to my website and shop all of my ebooks for 50% off, and it's 50% off your entire order. But you have to add it to everything to the cart and put that code in before you check out. Boo, don't check out and then be texting me talking about you need another code. Okay. So far, only negative. Listen, lovely. Listen, I'm not gonna talk you out of it. You don't have to keep commenting, explaining yourself, but I need you to hear me loud and clear. And I'm not wishing nothing on you. I have been doing hair for 17 years, and my job was to repair the hair of women like you. Women who thought they knew, and I'm not being disrespectful, I'm just being real. You the one who keep leaving the comments. Women who've been doing their hair themselves, who I be doing it myself and I be doing this and I only do one pass and I only do. I am the woman that they came to see when they all had failed. And other stylists was like, I don't want to touch that, girl. You didn't mess your hair up too much. Everything works until it doesn't. I know that you think that you're doing something different than other people haven't, but if I could have $1 for every conversation that I have had, like the one that you are trying to have with me right now, if I could have $1 for every woman who gives me the same sentence, like, because no, so for my, I haven't had nothing negative and it works for me. It works. What works for me works for me. I am the girl that they come to see when what works for them stops working. That is why I'm constantly telling y'all about hair weathering. Again, weathering is going to take anywhere between 6 months to 25 years to set in. There is a reason why they charge $1,500 to learn how to do keratin treatments properly. And I can assure you that you're not doing it right. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real. Everything works, my love, until it doesn't. All right. I love y'all. I do. But hey, it, I'm just being honest. Like everything's gonna work until it no longer does. I don't want to go back and forth with you, but it is not a relaxer. A keratin treatment and a relaxer are nothing alike. They're not. You're leaving when you do a keratin treatment, you put a barrier on top of your hair and then you cook it flat onto your hair. When you do a relaxer, you're opening the cuticle, pulling something out, closing the cuticle back, neutralizing it, and walking away. There are two completely different processes, my love. So listen, hey, yeah. If y'all want to do keratin treatments, y'all go ahead and do it. That's not what I'm here for. I'm telling you guys today, I explained what it was. I'm telling you, I don't recommend them for anybody. If you want to do them, then go ahead. If it works for you now, it's not going to be working later. And I'm here just telling you guys that long term, it ends up not going well. And I'm here telling you that my career was in repair of the hair shaft and the hair follicle. And the majority of my clients were women who were doing keratin treatments. They are not new. I've been licensed for 17 years and I took my first keratin class the first year that I had my license. They are not new. Okay. So I love y'all so much, but yeah, stylist recommends it to a client because what is the client after a client gets a keratin treatment? What is she gonna do? What is she gonna give the stylist? It starts with the M. That should answer your question. I love y'all. It's like listen. No, please go look at all of my videos where I talk about oils on the scalp. You do not need oils on the scalp. Your scalp has a oil gland called a sebaceous gland that produces sebum, acid, and yeast. You do not need to put oil on the scalp unless you are trying to treat something. If you add an oil to the scalp, it is to be rinsed off. Black women are now trying to do different herbal remedies, and I'm a herbalist and a damn good one, by the way. And as an herbalist, yes, historically women put herbs on the scalp, but the women that they're taking their stuff from, they put those herbs on their scalp and they wash their hair, and these women wash their hair every single day. So the way that women are now using herbs with oils and packing them on the scalp and stuff is not the same way that women have used herbs on the scalp historically. It is not. Just like people think, oh, I'm gonna get locks, so I don't have to do nothing to my hair. People who have locks are some of the cleanest people that you'll ever meet in your life. They keep extremely clean scalps because they understand that if their scalp is not clean, their follicles are weak. And if their follicles are weak, their hair is gonna fall out because the average person loses 50 to 150 strands a day. And when you have locks, every single strand that falls out stays in that lock. So if the follicle is weak, the hair thins out and you go bald. That's how it go. So I love y'all, but mm-mm. Starting my 7-day challenge, yes. And everybody, if you really need help starting from ground zero, join the 7-day challenge. Like there's so many people who have like changed their whole entire lives, like growth out of this world, just from my 7-day challenge, y'all. Like just try it out. How often should we do an Olaplex treatment 0 and 3 on hair that's damaged? It depends on what type of damage you have. Saying I love you. You are great. You're great too. Thanks for the advice. God bless you. Same to you, baby. Money. Thank you. Thank you. Like, come on, y'all. And any stylist that's listening to it that feels away, like sis, you know that every woman should not have a keratin treatment. Women with low porosity hair should not have keratin treatments. Women with low porosity hair should have never been putting rice water in their hair. Nobody tells anybody anything. They know that no matter who you are, you gonna come get them coin, and it is up to the hairstylist to be integral enough to be like, I don't care if this service costs $800, you're not supposed to get it. I don't care if I need that $800 long term for you, it's not gonna work out. But hairstylists are not doing that because I don't like, okay. Like y'all, I just don't understand how people argue or challenge folks that went to school and got qualified to speak on specific subjects. We just don't respect knowledge. Ooh, please say that again for the people in the back, Lord. So I love y'all. All right. I'm gonna drop the codes for you guys again. I won't hold you too long. I'm gonna go and get to some editing for the video that comes tomorrow. But you guys remember on my website, I'm gonna put my website, excuse me, down below. You guys copy my code right there. All right, so I just put my website is right here. Listen, I thought so. I follow people that sell oils to grow hair, and I be want to comment and let them know what's up, but people get offended easy. It's like whatever. Like people can feel however they want to feel, and I'm so over trying to change people's minds. That's why if I sounded irritated earlier, it's not that I'm irritated, but it's like, sis, all I can do is point to where the water is. You can either drink it or you can go to the funky rice nipple juice water. I don't care. Like I'm so past that place. Like, I'm here for the people that want it. Like, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm just here to explain to you exactly what I was talking about, like word for word, as it pertains to keratin treatments and as it pertains to herbs and all of that stuff. Listen, wasn't nobody talking about herbs 5 minutes ago. Like, I want to know, for everybody. This is the thing. This is the problem that I have with the herbs, right? So for cloves, for example, right? So there are people, and of course, all y'all gonna see is the positive stuff about it. Nobody's gonna talk about the negative stuff. They're not reposting that. So they told you about the positive side of clothes, but nobody knows about all of the people who use clothes and have negative reactions. Because this is the thing, the reason that they tell you to consult with your doctor before you start a new medication is because, even though, for example, there's one herbs, I don't want to drop the herb because then I don't want nobody going to get it, right? But there's one herb that ends up increasing blood production, right, in the scalp. And so it really, 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 really increases hair growth fast. But and you can take it and it will make your hair grow like nobody's business. But if you are a person that is on high blood pressure medicine, if you are a person who has like any allergies, and it's a couple of allergies that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know that they had unless they came into contact with this thing, it could be deadly. There are people who lose their lives using certain herbs just to grow their hair back. And the thing is, people that are playing around in herbs on YouTube, y'all have no idea what y'all doing. When y'all was playing around with hair products, it's like, okay, worst thing that can happen, you get hair weathering, you would have to do a big chop. But I already made a video probably like 3 or 4 months ago about a woman that sent me a message telling me that she tried the clove oil on her hair and didn't even know that she was allergic to the oil that is in cloves, which is what does everything. And she was in ICU fighting for her life. She was under for a couple of days, all from putting cloves in her hair. So yeah, herbs and stuff are cool to put in your hair, but for every good effect that they have, there's a negative side to it too. And if you don't know what herbs you can and cannot use, or what herbs you have to combine, because there's the herb that I'm talking about that causes all of those negative things, right? If you combine it with another herb, that herb will cancel things out. It'll cancel those properties out. So you can't take one herb without the other. Just like people will take dandelion root to flush everything out, to thinking that, oh, once I take dandelion root, it's gonna flush out my system. No, because then you'll see people that's like, oh, I drunk dandelion root, or I drunk dandelion root tea and it broke out my face. It didn't clear my skin, it broke my face, because all you did was watch a YouTube video. What you don't understand is you have to combine dandelion root with something like bodock root. Because what happens, dandelion root only brings the toxins up to the surface. You need another herb whose responsibility it is to push that herb out and flush it out. All right. So that is why y'all got to stop playing with herbs. All of these people that's just randomly, oh, put this in your head, put this herb in there. No, no. And clove does a body good on the inside of the body, not on your scalp. Long term, you put in cloves on your scalp, you will have medical issues, period. It's all good and dandy now. Just like rice water was all good and dandy now. Before, I was all types of bitches and hoes for telling people not to use rice water. And now today, people are like, rice water made me bald. I have this from rice water. Like, y'all, everything work until it don't. All right. People's remember that sales for my website. People stay getting offended My classmate got mad when I said I don't have 4C hair. She was big mad at me. And this is the thing. I really don't even want to cut into that, but that's some like it irritates me so much. Like that's why I dislike people saying, "Oh, 4C for it." Like I dislike it so much. Like for a black woman to get mad at another black woman for not wanting to label herself with a label made up by Oprah Winfrey's hairstylist. Like what? Like girl, we're special. Not we're special. People are special. Olaplex is black owned. Please, no. But what does that have to do with anything? I don't think that has anything to do with any. Boo, the job you work for, unless it's your business, probably ain't black owned. Like the water that you turn on every day ain't black owned, girl. Them lights that you flick in the day ain't black owned, girl. Like, yes, clove tea. Clove tea is it. All right, y'all. If y'all don't have no more questions, I'm about to scroll up to make sure I don't forget nobody because I don't want to turn this into a ranting raven thing. I just wanted to simply show you guys what keratin treatments were, the basis of keratin treatments, and I wanted to give you guys, like, this is somebody who has been getting keratin treatments for years. Keratin treatments should not be used on people with low porosity hair. Any of these things, like, oh, get this instead of a keratin treatment. If it does to the hair what a keratin treatment is supposed to do, it's not for low porosity hair. It's simply not. Like, even if I never did, but even if I was to do keratin treatments, I will only do them based on consultations. So after a consultation and after I know your hair's profile and your everyday routines, your everyday patterns, and I know your porosity, then we can determine if whether or not you are a candidate for keratin treatments. All right. Hold on, y'all. Why is it hating on your comment? What the hell? Hold on, y'all. Okay. It's like I'm just gonna read your comment because for whatever reason I can't click it. What is happening with my dusty computer? There we go. I was supposed to have a BF. I said, that's fake. Oh no, wait. See, okay. Okay. That's fact. We wasn't doing all of that crazy stuff before. So why is it now? Like, listen, pay attention to the patterns. Like, we wasn't worried about heat damage, nothing. And our mamas and our grandmas was putting way more heat on our hair then than we are now. We was doing, oh, only do one pass with the flat iron or you gonna die. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, it would smell like fried chicken. Everybody getting burnt, going to school with pressing comb marks on the forehead. Nobody had heat damage. And the pressing comb is 10 times more heat than a Marcel iron is. I mean, than a titanium iron is. A titanium iron is controlled heat. You can control it. You can turn it off. You can take it from 450 to 3. You can take it from 450 to 2. But, like, no. Come on, man. Y'all missing something. Andre Walker developed that cart to make money and promote what's good. Listen. And then he didn't even necessarily do it to promote what's good hair versus bad hair. That's not why he did that, sis. He did it to make money. That man didn't do nothing wrong. Put yourself in his shoes. Take it out of the, oh, I'm a black woman and they trying to take my money. Don't do that. No, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing. Get yourself, everybody listen to the sound of my voice. Get yourself out of that mind frame and put yourself in his shoes. Close your eyes right now. Close your eyes Right now, and imagine you a black man. I think you was kind of short too, a little chunky. You a little short, little chunky black man, but you do hair for Oprah Winfrey. I put a love right there for no reason. You do hair for Oprah Winfrey, okay? Are your eyes closed? Listening. So she already got you on the payroll, okay? You already making about 200K just doing Oprah Winfrey hair, and you got so much money that you're like, you know what? I'm about to make my own product line. But guess what? Everybody watched Oprah. It wasn't just black women watching the Oprah, okay? He had access to women all around the world, Craig, not just the city, but the world. So he came out with a product line, and then he black. So at first it was black women, and then he was like, they were like, oh, but what do I use for my hair? And he was like, it don't matter. Hair is hair, but but wait, I can make a bunch of money like this. So he was like, what can we do? I know what I can do. All right, if your hair look like this, we're gonna call this 3A. We're gonna call this 3B. We'll call this 3C. And if your hair looks anywhere from 3A to 3B, 3A to 3C, or whatever the hell the numbers in the alphabet was, then you use those products over there. If you got hair, if you got any in the threes, there go the three products. If you for A, you use those products. You for B, you use that collection. You for C, you use that collection. And if you for W, you use all of them together. And each section, so 4C had their own shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, serum, heat protected. 4A had their own conditioner, leave-in conditioner, heat protected. So did C and everybody else. So when you go from 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4W, XYZ, each one of them got 6 different products that they gonna buy. So you put a bunch of women in a group and put them all in categories and make them feel like they got some community if they all put themselves in 3A category. I foresee. The 4C girls over here. You not 4C. You can't sit with us. You got relaxer. You not even proud to be black. So you can't sit with us. That's what they created. That's what they did. That's how he made his money. And then that was before any of us was born. So y'all don't know nothing about that. Well, I was born. That was the early 1990s. I was born in 1990. So then somebody, a YouTuber, saw it and was like, oh, you guys, let me introduce the curl typing chart. And y'all ran with it because I'm not speaking of y'all specifically, but the women who stood for it didn't have a mind of their own. They didn't understand anything about hair. So everybody just went along with it. That's what happened. That's what had happened. All right. All we need is braids. That's not true. That's not true. The majority of people who no, that's not true. I told you that. Why do you think that's all you have to do is braid your hair? Like as a black woman, you can do everything. That's what black women don't understand. It's like we're so used to as a people being put in boxes and being told, no, you can't do this, you can only do that, that you can't function mentally without being in a box. You even if you're not in a box, you're gonna put yourself in a box. A black woman does not have a box, period. I don't care what nobody says. Yes, it's intensity on my voice because I need you to understand that is bullshit. No, you can do, as a black woman, you can wear your hair straight. You can wear your hair curly. You can wear it in braids. You can wear it in a roller set. You can wear it in a twist out. Not every day. It shouldn't be the only style that you have for the rest of your life, but your styles can extend and last. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a woman of Caucasian descent has, unless she has like wavy hair, she only got options. Like, even if she does braid her hair, it doesn't last as long because her follicles are wider than yours. So there's more sebum coming out at one time, and it's easier for it to get down the hair shaft because her hair is straight. It's nobody's better than anybody else. The mechanics of our bodies and the way that we are put together are different. So the way that we treat our bodies are different. You're not treating a 1999 Tempo the same way that you treating the Benz. You're not treating the Benz from 2023 the same way that you treating the Escalade from 2023. They two completely different cars. You're not filling up a motorcycle with the same gas that you putting in a BMW. It's two different things. One isn't better than the other. One motorcycle could possibly cost more than a BMW, depending on what kind of brand of motorcycle it is. But you can't put the same type of gas in that car. That don't mean one is better than the other. That just means that they both got different types of fuel. That's it. But everybody want to use the same fuel for the same car, for different cars, and it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. And it's not that everything is a lie now, but we just have to use common sense. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Black women we're always, everything's a lie now. No, everything's not a lie now. Now you just have to sit down and do the work yourself. Now there's nobody handing you the pages and saying, do this, turn this way, circle it here. Now you really got to take a look in the book. Because all it takes, sis, I'm telling you, sit down for a minute and just dive into my channel alone, and then go and in some scientific journals, not on blogs, random blogs on Google written by YouTubers, not that. But really taking the time to sit down and do some real scientific research and seeing what you actually find. Everything's not a lie. Y'all just have to tell the truth, because what's happening is we're now getting older. Everybody who says, oh, now everything's a lie, every year you've gotten older and now you're seeing the reality of stuff. Like, oh, it's really left up to me. Oh, I have to have a healthy routine for my hair, because at the end of the day, the way that most Black women treat their hair is crazy. Like, nobody's like, oh, my teeth look like this. My teeth are only yellow like this because the last dentist I went to, the way he clean my teeth, it was crazy. Like, my teeth I ain't never been able to brush my teeth right ever since. That's why they so yellow, because this one dentist I went to like 10 years ago. That's how y'all sound. Like, we have to have more accountability, and I'm just being real. Oprah Winfrey. Okay, that's how you say it. Bougie. Oprah Winfrey. He was making products for Oprah Winfrey. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm crying right now. That's all we gotta do. All you gotta do is wash it and comb it. Like, I don't understand why we gotta argue about combing our hair. It's so embarrassing. Yes. Oh my God. Because when I was growing up, these twins had long braids every day for years, and now their hair is down to their knees. No. This is why. Because remember the clients that I have, Raven and Kendra, with the long hair. Their mothers, this is the thing, they had their hair in braids all the time. Their hair was stretched all the time. It didn't have anything to do with the braids. And if you had girls, you're saying that when you were growing up, there were twins that had long hair. They were twins, which means that their mother had a root. Let's please hear me. Please give me a 5 when you hear what I'm saying. Don't put a 5 up unless you feel it in your spirit. Not your spirit, but your spirit. The reason that those twins, they're twins, right? Their mother was the one responsible for their hair. And most likely, if their hair was in braids all the time, that means that their mother had a pattern of shampooing, conditioning, blow drying, and braiding up their hair to keep it stretched and leaving it the hell alone. They mama wasn't washing and going. They mama wasn't raking through their hair and tugging and pulling and yanking on it. There was a pattern and a routine. My clients Kendra and Raven, they mama wasn't co-washing their hair and air drying it. No, her mama had twin girls with a bunch of hair, and she had a set day of every week that she shampooed, conditioned their hair, blow dried it, put it in braids, and left it the hell alone until it was time to wash their hair again, which is everything that I teach y'all in the 7-day challenge. Period. It is only when women grow up and get in their hair and start putting everything that they have in their kitchen in their hair that your hair start falling out. Because as a woman, if you had the type of mom that was doing your hair, when your mama was doing your hair when you was little, your hair was bouncing and behaving. That's what my mama used to call it. It wasn't until you moved out and you start putting your hands in your head that it started falling out. It don't have nothing to do with the braids. The reason that those two girls that you saw, they were able to retain length because they were not playing in their hair every 5 minutes. If their hair was braided, that means that their mother combed their hair and set it in a style and walked away. That's it. And other races, Black women, we constantly want to compare ourselves to other people, even other races. Just take race out of it. Close your eyes. Don't see color, see patterns. See patterns. I know it may be hard for some people. If it's hard for you, you can't do it, baby. I ain't talking to you. Close your eyes. Don't see color. Don't see a person. See a pattern. You have one set of women who wash their hair, let it air dry. They don't really blow dry. They don't flat iron it because they scared of it. They don't really like doing their hair because it is a little bit more difficult. It is a little harder to do. Okay. So they go ahead and they just have more negative energy about their hair, and it's not a everyday practice or everyday routine. It's a once a month practice or once every couple of month practice. But then that same group of women who only do it every couple of months, they're like, if you use a blow dryer one time, your hair is damaged, it falls out forever. Use a flat iron, your hair is damaged, it falls out forever. But then you have group B. Group B is washing and blow drying and flat ironing their hair almost every day. And group B has hair to their butt. So I need you to explain to me, what is the difference between group B and group A? Because when the women that are in group A have practices not like group B, like they're copying group B, but when group A have practices that don't resemble just playing in their hair, playing in products, wetting it to detangle it, and all of the other stuff that we like to do. When group A has a set routine and a set pattern of doing nothing but shampooing, conditioning, rinsing the conditioner out with cold water, spraying a leave-in conditioner in, blow drying the hair, setting it in a style, because braids are one many styles. Setting it in a style and leaving it alone till their next wash day, which is the same exact thing Group B does. The only difference now between this different version of Group A who stretches their hair, or Group A who follows this routine, instead of them having to do their practice every day like Group B, because Group B has to do this practice every day or every other day. Group A could do it once a week. Or Group A could do it once every 2 weeks. Versus Group B has to do it every day or every 2 days. So let me ask you, who is at an inconvenience? Who really has it bad? Group A or Group B? I would say it's Group B, because Group A and Group B do the same thing. They have the same pattern. They need to do the same thing. Keep the scalp clean. And after you clean the scalp and the hair shaft, go ahead and condition the hair. Put a leave-in conditioner in, blow dry the hair, put a serum on or a heat protector if you're styling the hair, and then finish it off. That's the same exact pattern for group A and group B. The only difference is group A's, they stuff can last them for 2 weeks, and group B has straight hair, so that oil is gonna come down the hair shaft way easier. Way not easier, way faster, and they're gonna have to wash their hair faster. That's the only difference. I don't care who says anything else. That's the only difference. And that is why those twins had long hair, and why today they still have hair to their butts, because it's pattern and routine. Most of the women in other races that you see with hair to their butt, they didn't just grow that hair yesterday. They've had these patterns forever. Yes, we need to listen to our bodies and to ourselves. We are limitless, and we need to stop comparing. I love this, and this loves you. How do I get in the 7-day challenge? I'm going to show you guys in 2.5 seconds, and then we going to head on up out of here. Right, my hair is long too. But this is the thing. Just because your hair is long does not mean that it's healthy. That's why I'm saying no, braids is not always the thing, because my least favorite, when I was sitting behind the chair, my least favorite time of the year, back to school. Because back to school time is the time of the year where everybody's done getting their braids and all of their protective styles, and all of their hair is damaged. So just because your hair is in braids does not mean that it's healthy, because if you didn't properly prepare your hair before the braids go in, your hair is going to be more broken off when those braids come out than they're going to be before you put them in. And this is another reason why most Black women don't retain length, because they think that as long as you braid your hair up, that it's okay. And that's not true. There is a set way that you need to braid your hair. And there's a set way that the hair needs to be prepped. Just like most people are like, oh, braiders and cosmetologists and stuff are lazy now. No, you know what's happening now? People are just abiding by the law. Because for the longest time, nobody was paying attention to the law. People was doing hair whether they was licensed or not. But now they're paying attention to the licenses. And from now on, anytime somebody tell you, anytime you see a hairstylist or somebody to say you got to come with your hair washed, ask them if they're a licensed cosmetologist, a licensed hairstylist, or a licensed braider. And I'm willing to bet money, if they said that you got to come with your hair washed, they're only a licensed braider, because it is illegal for you to touch a flat iron, shampoo, or conditioner. It is illegal for you to break the hydrogen bond on the hair shaft if you do not have a cosmetology license, or if you're not a licensed hairstylist. Braiders do not have the right by law legally to break the hydrogen bond in your hair. They can only braid it. This is why most braiders say come with your hair already washed. So not all the time. There are some stylists who just don't want to wash your hair. That's just what it is. But the majority of the time, these stylists that y'all going to that's telling y'all to come with clean hair and come with shampoo hair, ask them to see their license. Or look for their license. I bet money is gonna say that they're a braider and not a cosmetologist, not a hairstylist. And whose job is that to check? I know you want to say that it's theirs, but it's not. It's yours. Now that you know that people are like that, a lot of the people that y'all going to that's telling y'all come with your hair clean and wash are braiders. They're not hairstylists. That's why they don't wash hair. Braiders can do weaves. Braiders can, of course, braid hair. So if they're telling you to come with your hair washed and flat iron, yeah, that's why. And don't take my word for it. Just ask. Just ask. Like, I had no problem. Nobody ever had to ask to see my license, because by law it's supposed to be displayed like where they can see it. So just you shouldn't have to ask to see nobody license. It's by law, it should be displayed. Look on the license. Are they a licensed braider or a licensed cosmetologist? I just doing what is TBI. I don't know. I don't know what TBI is. I said that. Should you rinse out your conditioner with cold water? No matter your porosity, you rinse out your conditioner with cold water, regardless of your porosity. How can we care for our scalp while braided? So those types of questions, you guys, I love y'all so much, but y'all can either take the 7-day challenge or you can join Guru VIP. I give exact step-by-step directions there. Give me a 5 in the chat if you want me to show you how to join the 7-day challenge or how to maneuver through my website. Please let me know. And I will show you. Ah, hold on, y'all. I have to log into my site. I don't know why I don't have it up. Don't hold it to my heart. Why is that stupid? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all in 2.5 seconds. What do you think I do? Wash and moisturize my hair every 2 weeks, but I cut my hair a lot. No, I don't understand your question. I don't get the question. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to the website. Okay, boom, shaka boom. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I don't understand your question, Sugarfoot. You gonna have to you gonna have to reformulate that player. I don't know what you had said. I don't know what you had said. Okay, so here is my website. Okay, once you get over here to my website, I mean, feel free to click on these ads and see what they about, because just like my YouTube is monetized, so is my website. Holler at your girl. So click on something. Help a player out. Anyway, so here are my ebooks. When you go, just click straight on ebooks here, right? We'll go over there. Once you put the code in, and I'll have the code going across the screen in a split little millisecond, right? But once you put the code in, you can get all of my ebooks or any ebook that you want for 50% off. So if you want to know what foods to eat to increase your sebum production, or what foods to eat to help you with your hair growth cycle, if you need help like with a digital planner, this digital planner is everything. It helps you to track your skin cell turnover cycle, helps you to track your wash days, help you to track the days that you should be deep conditioning, which you should be scientific brushing. And this is a fillable journal, and it is on sale. It's originally $20. It's on sale for $16, but you'll get this too for 50% off, right? Scientific brushing is a breakdown. As you can see within scientific brushing, within this one, I break down what oils and butters and stuff you can use for retention, which ones you should and shouldn't use. It's a little sneak peek, right? And then this one is a journal for you to be able to check out your natural hair growth cycle. Like, this is one of my top sellers for sure. I am so in love with this one, and so is everybody else, right? This one is so amazing, right? Because it's 89 pages, right? It is an ebook, but it tells you so many different things. Literally any question that you could possibly want to ask, any oil for the scalp, oil that go on the scalp. I teach you when you should use them, how you should use them, and what you should mix them with, if anything. Like, it's so much information in these ebooks, right? Different checklists and so many different things. I even break down the difference between certain butters, multiple butters, a lot of butters that I'm pretty sure that most of you have never heard of before, right? So yeah, so then you can head over to my 7-day challenge, right? Now my 7-day challenge is not something that I will be putting on sale for Black Friday because it's already so cheap and you already get so much out of it. All right. So my 7-day hair growth challenge is something that is super duper easy for you to sign up to. You just head over to my website, and then once you are over on my website, you can go to this page. And once you get over on this page, then you can just read over everything that is presented to you. You can check out some of the testimonials. It'll tell you, hey, you can go to see more, and then you can start right here at the bottom. Super duper easy. It will take you straight there. Lastly, if you would like to join my memberships, I'm always talking about, oh, Guru 101, Guru Elite, all of that, right? So if you if you were to type here, tap here where it says Guru memberships, this is the first initial page, right? So on the first initial page where Guru memberships is, this is the space where you initially go as the portal to get to all of the other pages. Once you're already logged in, once you already have a membership all ready to go, then it is super easy for you to just go straight here, and then you will go to your Guru membership. So you will get to know the members. You could click here. And I mean, obviously, you guys probably don't want to, well, maybe. So anyway, you would go here, and then once you get here, it has some more information for you. And here are the family. Here are the family. Here is the family, right? So this is the members portal, and there are so many members here that you can get to know. Everybody follows each other and stuff. Like, they talk. You can join the community. So many to suck butt today, okay? But you guys get the idea, okay? There's a lot of people in here, all right? So you can join the community like that just to check out the members on the membership page, but you also have access to all of these different portals, and I've explained that to you guys before, right? So and you come here, then I just explain a little bit more. If you're in the Guru 101 portal, you click here and you get to your $9.99 membership. Guru Elite, which is the $16.99 membership, you have access to Guru 101 TV and Guru Elite TV. And then if you have the VIP membership, you have access to all 3 of these TV channels, and you have access to our blog, which you would enter through here. And then lastly, if you do sign up for, oh, I'm sorry, the blog's right here, the Guru blog, where you go ahead and click here and enter our blog. And then lastly, if you sign up for Business Guru, this is how you would enter into Business Guru to get all of your business information. All right. More questions or anything like that, you can contact me below. And then, of course, if you don't want to go through it here, you could just go through these individual tabs right here. Business Guru, go here. Guru 101 here, and then so on and so forth. All right. If you want to sign up for any of the memberships, you're just simply going to click on memberships. And once you click on memberships, it will give you all of the options. Once you sign up, I just want you to remember to write down your email, whatever email that you use, and whatever password you use. Please remember them so that way you will be able to log in, because I don't have access to your password, because then I would know your personal business. Okay. But yeah, this is how you sign up, and that is pretty much it. If you need any more information, or if you need anything else like porosity, I know a couple of people were asking like, oh, how do I test my porosity? Well, I got that for you for free, right? So right here, you can get you a free porosity test. You literally just click this button, and like, you should feel bad if you don't sign up for something or get something over there, because I don't even ask you to give me an email. I just give you a PDF, like right off rip. Okay. So if you want to know how to test your own porosity, then it is super duper easy. I do not know why my computer is like never does this. Maybe the Lord just doesn't want you to see. There it is. Okay. So you end up getting this ebook that teaches you how to test your porosity and all of that. And you get this for free, 99. Got you feeling real fine. Okay. And then, of course, from here, from the homepage of my website, you can head over to my Amazon store, the Amazon Live. You can book a consultation with me if you need more help, and so many other things. You can listen to my podcast on Apple or anywhere else that podcasts are available. So now I'm going to take my last little bit of questions, and then we're going to head on up out of here. But you guys, that is my website. That is how you maneuver around anything. If I didn't answer a question on how to maneuver a certain thing on my website, please let me know. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Type it real quick so I can go back to it if I need to. I said, what do you think I do to my hair? I said, what do you think I do to my hair? Huh? So you are a hair influencer and you help people with their hair. Mm-hmm. Yup, girl. You have any info on your website? Huh? Okay. You don't trust anything anymore. You need to trust yourself. Do you have any info on hair thinning or hair loss? I sure do, but it's inside of Guru VIP, babe. I think it's important to have a few hairstyles in rotation, having braids all the time, especially when hair added isn't good. Twist outs and braid outs are my go-to. Twist outs and braid outs are not hairstyles. I love you, but because I love you so much, but I want you to realize like you like those like because you is the oxymoron. You just said the same thing twice. You said I think it's important to have a few hairstyles in rotation. Having braids all the time aren't a good thing, but there's no difference between you having twist outs and braids. There's no difference. There's no difference. And there's nothing wrong with anybody adding braiding hair. Like our ancestors used to braid their hair with banana leaves. Hell, it's still some African tribes right now, people who still live in villages that braid their hair with banana leaves. So that doesn't mean anything. All right, so I love you guys. Showed you guys the website. Showed you guys the website, and if you need any more information, then let me know. Again, I want to go ahead and show you guys my 50% off sale. So make sure you head over to the website that I just showed you. You have 50% off my entire site. The sale ends at midnight tonight. Okay, at midnight tonight. So use Flash 50 and you can purchase as many of my ebooks as you want to, get 50% off of your entire order. Lastly, with Olaplex, if you go ahead and go over to the description box and you follow my link, you can add 3 different products to your cart. And then once you type in this code, OLAVIP, all caps, right? All caps, no spaces, then you will get one of those 3 products that are in the cart for free. All right. So make sure you check it out. Love y'all so much. And I'm going to see y'all later. Okay. 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 Okay.